I'd say it was opportunity. He was familiar with them, had lived nearby, and had previously went out and shot target practice with Mr. Goff, and I would say it was just a crime of opportunity.
Can you talk about how the prisoner has seemed since he's been in your jail? His demeanor?
It's been uneventful. The times I've noticed him, he spent a lot of time sleeping, lying on his mat. It's been fairly unremarkable.
Is he a cooperative prisoner?
Yes, has been. So
has he had any visitors?
I believe his mother has been there on a couple of occasions.
Has she said anything about her son?
Not to me.
We don't have very many murders in Jennings County, this type of violent crime. Can you talk about the impact this double murder has had on your men in your department?
Well, it's things you see on TV frequently, but there are situations they go into on a daily basis that are volatile and extremely dangerous. And we do have a lot of domestics, a lot of methamphetamine use, and it's something they face on a daily or weekly basis, those kinds of risky calls, but for this type of setting, that is quite unusual.
I know some people in Jennings County now are obviously frightened. Can you say anything to these people?
Well, this is not something that couldn't happen anywhere under the right circumstances. I don't believe we as Jennings County were targeted, for this particular crime. He was familiar with them, and for whatever reason, he took the opportunity to take their lives. So, I don't see them to be, they need to be in a fearful or more guarded than they would be normally. But they should normally be on their guard. Times have changed, and they need to take precautions. In this situation, though, it's quite different from someone breaking in. They were familiar, and they had no reason to suspect, that this was going to happen.
Now, what's going to happen at today's hearing?
I believe it's a formal charging process, and probably have the opportunity to have an attorney appointed for him. I'm not sure that they're going to address the waiver to adult today. That's a possibility.
Save me a walk around. This hearing today was is an initial hearing, right?
That's correct. An initial hearing is to advise the defendant of the charges against him and his rights, and to inquire about his status with an attorney.
Since he's only 17, is there no reason to have a waiver hearing?
Correct. Statute says that any person 16 years of age or older that commits the offense of murder or robbery, the juvenile courts do not have jurisdiction, so that it's automatic adult charge.
Now, since the judge appointed Mike Rogers as his attorney, that as a pauper
Yes.
defender, and he said that Mike could get someone to help him if he felt that was necessary.
Correct.
So this is a local attorney. He'll know the local people.
It is. And that's typically been Judge Webster's practice in the past on a murder case. If he appoints court-appointed counsel locally, if one person wants help, they can seek that through the court, and he can appoint somebody else to assist them.
Okay, what will be the next process now? What will be the next thing coming up?
The next thing coming up is an omnibus pretrial conference date of November 16th of this year at 11 a.m.
And at that hearing, that is for him, and a pretrial conference also at that same time?
Right, and that's for us to let the defense counsel and the prosecutors to let the court know whether or not this will be set for a plea or to set it for a trial date. Typically, we will just tell the court how many days we need for trial, and then the court will set another date at that time.
Okay. Is there anything that you can tell us now about the murders that in this case? We have the probable cause affidavit, and you know they were both shot.
Right.
And then he got a ride to Seymour after he wrecked a car. So is that more or less just a gist of the situation?
That's the gist of it now. I have not received all the reports yet. I haven't received the autopsy reports yet from the pathologist. So there are things I'm still waiting on. So other than what you've already received in press releases and the probable cause affidavit, then that's about all I would have to say.
Okay. And I didn't understand, where did he go to school? Did you?
Columbus East.
Columbus East.
Yeah. And he said he was working. His testimony was he was working on his GED.
Yes.
There's been no motive or anything given at all?
Can't comment on that right now.
But do you know if he actually had known the Guffs previously?
I believe he had, yes. That's from what I understand. He had known them previously, and may have lived in the Lovett area 2 to 3 years ago. So yes, I believe that he did know them prior to this happening. So.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Any other questions?
Just overall gut feeling, how do you feel about going into the proceedings in November?
Very confident.